behind the baller. My life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from playing sports to exotic whips. Ain't gotta tell me, dog, I know I'm the shit behind the baller. My life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from music exec to this podcast. Now I finally feel at home at last behind the baller.
Yo, mic check. Yo, what's good, everybody? You are listening to another brand new episode of Behind the Baller. I am your host, Ben Baller, also known as the Korean John Cusack, a.k.a. the Korean Liam Neeson, a.k.a. the Korean Alex Caruso, a.k.a. the Korean John McCall, a.k.a. the Wash Lord, a.k.a. Odesu, a.k.a. the real original Yang Gang, aka the Broken Toe Baller, and also known as the Forrest Gump of hip hop. This is the world famous, most unorthodox business podcast in existence, and we're a top 10 charting podcast. This is worldwide. Like I said, we are an award-winning show. I keep it $1.25. All right. If you come and fuck with me, you catch $1.50 across your face. This is not Wall Street Journal. Okay. This is not NPR. This ain't Gary Vee. It's not CNBC. This is not like any other business show. I do what the fuck I want, and I truly say whatever I want. Okay. But what I don't do is I do not lie, I do not cheat, and I do not steal. And if you are in business with me and you don't support my views, then go the fuck along. All right? I'm going to be just fine. All right, guys. So, yeah, as some of you who follow me on social media, I can't imagine. I mean, some people obviously probably listen to this show, don't go to my Twitter or Instagram, but I broke my pinky toe yesterday. I know it doesn't sound bad, but it fucking hurts. It's a motherfucker, right? So what happened is I'm just sitting in the man cave chilling. I was filming a documentary for a buddy of mine's movie. We'll talk about that another time. It's not that important. I mean, it's important, but it's not important now. So I'm just chilling, and my wife decided to take the kids to the park. So Ryder decided to stay with me, and I don't know why I was in such a rush to get up. But I'm texting back and forth with Quandre Diggs, friend of the podcast, starting strong safety from my beloved Seattle Seahawks. And we're just talking shit, making jokes, talking about Dogecoin. He bought some Dogecoin. We're just talking shit here and there, boom. And I got up really quick. Next thing I know, I hit my fucking left pinky toe on the fucking, what the fuck do you even call that? The edge corner of my coffee table, okay? Now, listen, I hit that motherfucker hard as a bitch. I don't know how, and I stubbed my toe here and there, but I'm talking, I hit it fucking hard. And usually when I'm in the house, I'm wearing Crocs or I'm wearing closed-toe sandals, like slippers, okay? It's just one of those times, and I can't believe it fucking hurt like shit. I said, yo, it was so much pain, I didn't know what to do. When I was in that much pain, I knew some shit was bad, okay? Ryder saw me crying. He's like, yo, Daddy, you okay? And he actually, because he never sees me like in pain. And I was like, yo, it's been like 10 seconds. I'm in fucking excruciating pain. I take off my fucking sock, and my toe is throwing up the West Side symbol. You know what I mean? It should look like a fucking Y. It was literally, you know how your toes are either touching other toes or maybe at most when they're, you know, on the floor planted, maybe 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters max away from each other, okay? My pinky toe to the next toe had maybe 6, 7 millimeters in distance, right? There was social distancing from each other. That shit was motherfucking painful as shit. Didn't want to call an ambulance or nothing. Thank God, I had somebody here. So I was like, yo, I got to go to the fucking ER. So I call my wife. She's getting back home. She knows I'm serious. Boom. She turns around and says, fuck it, I can't. You know, it is what it is. And she was going to take me. I was like, no, just stay with the kids. It's all good. So I go to the emergency room, and there's 2 people there. Just fucking crazy, right? There's nobody there. And I'm waiting, but I'm getting irritated because it's crazy pain. I take 3 Advils, and I take a picture, and I show my wife's really good friend who's an emergency doctor. And the only problem is she's all the way in fucking like Pasadena. And I was like, yo, I got to get the fuck. I can't drive that fucking far. That's like, 30, 40 minutes or something. So I'm like, yo, I need to figure out like, okay, what's good? And she's like, hey man, I don't see any purple, any swelling. I mean, it looks a little like, but it's not like red and purple and blue, and it's not like changing colors. Maybe you just dislocated it. It looks crazy. I'm sure you're in a lot of pain. Take some Motrin or some Advil, and get to the ER. They could knock it back into place. So after waiting like 30 or 40 minutes, which is not that bad, I get in triage, I tell them what happened, boom. So like, hey, listen, you got to get an x-ray. So they take an x-ray, and the guy immediately is like, yo, man, I don't mean to fuck it. You got to wait for the doctor, but I'm going to tell you straight up, you broke your fucking toe. And I was like, fuck, man. I was really just hoping they fucking put it back into place and I could go along by my merry fucking way. But I can't believe I put that much force and that much effort, and it was fucking painful as a bitch. So the worst part about it is there's no fucking cast for a pinky toe. They use buddy tape. They put that bitch in there, boom, to clean it, and then that's what it is. And so 6 to 8 weeks until it's fucking recovered. And there's a good chance, she said, that my toe might not be the same as it always been. Plus, I'm almost fucking 50. I'm just fucking around with this shit. Left there in super pain still. So she prescribes me some Norco, which is like some form of Vicodin, I guess, whatever. I don't know exactly the terms or whatever. I go to CVS, I buy buddy tape and everything else, and I give them the fucking prescription. Lady looks at me like I'm crazy, and this is a big CVS, and she's like, sorry, we don't carry this here. I'm like, well, that's great. Can you tell me where you guys carry it? Can I wait? Can I order it? I could come back in a day or two. I'm in a lot of pain right now. Look at my foot. And she looks at my foot and she's in there. I think she looked at me like I was some fucking druggie or some shit. I have tattoos, bald head, whatever. I'm just like, bitch, like, this is from the fucking emergency room. You think I went to the like, what's your problem? But because there's such a fucking crazy epidemic with people taking pills and all kinds of shit, pharmacies are getting broken into during the pandemic, especially for painkillers, they don't have shit. So I'm just like, fuck this. I go to another CVS, same fucking story. So fuck it. I mean, I don't even know what to do. I'm just fucking pretty much, I'll just take Advil. I don't know. It just got me so pissed off. But the thing that pissed me off the most is that the day is going fine. Everything is cool. Obviously, cryptocurrencies fucking just took a complete shit. Not going to talk about this in the intro of the show. But what got me the most pissed off is that, this weekend's my son's birthday. And tomorrow we head to Carlsbad, Carlsbad, California, where the home of Legoland. And it's also the home of GIA, if you didn't know that. It's, Gemology Institute of America. So I can't go to my son's, birthday trip to Legoland. I mean, we just did fucking Disneyland, right? But I tell my wife, and she's like, don't worry about it. I'll bring my dad. And I don't want them to miss the trip. I want them to have fun. It's fucking, they've had a shitty birthday last year. I don't ever want to see my son. He was so fucking sad and so pissed and just so like, and you think like, come on, man, your life is good. Don't worry about it. It's just kids, they really take that shit serious, their birthday, and they see that they've had parties and stuff and just nobody's here because of COVID. It was like right in the fucking, like literally the top, what the fuck is the word I'm looking for? In the height of the pandemic is when Ryder's birthday was, right? So, I can't walk for at least 3 or 4 days. Shit is painful as a motherfucker. As I'm recording this bitch, it is a motherfucker, okay? But the good news is they're going to cut the short trip, come back home on Sunday so that we can celebrate his actual birthday, which is on Sunday, May 23rd, okay? Now, for those of you who don't know, Ryder is literally my twin in personality. Yes, he doesn't look like me, which is a good thing. Very handsome boy. Very big kid, by the way. Ryder is like, 65, almost 70 pounds for a 7-year-old. That's fucking big, all right? And he just acts just fucking like me. We are very similar in so many ways. And I just, he cracks me up all the time. He's literally, of course, I love all my 3 kids the same. I know I do favor Kaya probably, but, Ryder's just like, that's my little fucking dog, and it's crazy I named him Ryder because he's like my little Ryder, he comes with me on trips and he's down to go to San Francisco with me, down to go wherever, and he's just a fucking trip. He loves Dogecoin and stuff. So for his birthday, I'm making him a custom Dogecoin cake. So he doesn't know yet, right? But he loves Doge and everything. It's just crazy. Anyways, listen, my toe is fucked up. It is definitely a little purple now and everything, right? And it just sucks that this happened. But don't get it fucked up. All right? I don't give a fuck. Like, if I got to get in a scooter or some shit, I am flying to the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying, next week on Monday, and I will be there for 3 days. All right? I was really thinking about pushing the trip back because a lot of shit going on. It's actually good. I can get some work done here with my hands. On my feet, obviously. I can't really do any walking, so it's kind of a good thing but fucked up thing. But I was thinking about pushing back the release, but I've already put it out there. I don't want to postpone shit. You know, like, I'm going to get some painkillers. I know I will. I'll fucking find some pharmacy's got to have that shit. But the best part about this is I get to rock my Birkenstocks. I got a few pairs of Birkenstocks that, you know, that I fuck with. And obviously, you know, I can't really put shoes on. So look, we're good, right? And pop some painkillers, Birkenstocks, keep my shit clean. And I'm up to the fucking Bay on Monday. So listen, guys, on Tuesday, May 25th, that's this Tuesday, right? That's in a few days. I need everyone listening who's in the Bay Area or near the Bay Area, please meet me in the city of Hayward, aka the Stack. All right. I'm going to be at Cookies Hayward from 5 to 7 p.m. launching my strain fucking finally. Okay. We're going to have music, have, you know, have a DJ, have light refreshments. Of course, there's going to be BBDTC and BBDTS merch. Okay, there's going to be giveaways, all that shit. And you know I got some gas, period. You already know my motherfucking farm don't play. Skypack, home of the most famous strain. We grow the most famous strain in America there. Gary Payton, yeah, and cereal milk. So, you know, don't even start with that bullshit talk. That's one thing I already know. You can make jokes and call me Box Fan Benny, but you already know what the fuck is coming out of that bitch. Okay, so please pull up to witness the launch of my 2 strains, Jonas B and Cat Dick. All right, Cat Dick with 2 C's. Okay, Ben Baller did the strain, was supposed to launch April 20th, 2020. Okay, 4/20, 2020. It's going to be a legendary fucking day, but coronavirus came and shit on us. It's a goddamn shame because Hippie Hill in 2019 was so fucking epic. There was over 100,000 people there. If you guys remember when I was posting videos, it's just fucking crazy. But I think next year, Hippie Hill is going to be some shit. All right, so 4/20, 22 is going to be fucking crazy. Now, do not forget Tuesday, May 25th, Cookies Hayward, okay? For those of you who have been following my come up and my journey for over 10 years, you obviously know that Jonas Bivacqua, founder of LRG Clothing, was my best friend in the world. He was literally my closest friend that I had in the world. And he passed away. It's almost 10 years exactly to the day. That's next week, man. It's crazy. And one thing that me and Jonas used to say a lot was, we're going to the moon. Okay? This is no cap. You ask anybody, I'm sure there's fucking references somewhere here and there on a blog or something, but we said that shit almost every day circa 2006 to like 2008, almost 2009, right? Way before cryptocurrency used that term, we went to the moon because you know what? We used to drink that syrup. We used to get fucked up. And, you know, we used to always talk about getting so lit and going to the moon. This is facts, okay? We had people, fans of ours, who spray painted 50-foot long space shuttles on walls in tunnels and everything. They did all kinds of stuff. Every time there was a cartoon character, it'd be like, you know, us, Ball of Perp, and, you know, us going to the moon and shit. So, you know, we had nicknames. And my nickname was Cat Dick 2. And Jonas's nickname was Cat Dick. So that's where this came from. And Jonas B is, you know, that's why you see that purple in that motherfucking, in that strain, okay? And that's just how fucked up we used to get. We used to get so trashed off that scissor that, like, we would joke and be like, yo, man, my shit has got shrinkage right now, you know? But more importantly, it was just like we would clown ourselves to shit on others who took themselves so serious, but think they pulled up fly like, fuck out of here. You know, when me and Jonas pulled up, it was a wrap. You had to hide your girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was fly-ass motherfuckers during that era. We pulled bitches from everything. It didn't even matter. And we just had a blast. So, you know, in honor of my boy Jonas B, Joni Joe, we're launching the strain. So if you're from the Bay, again, Or if you fuck with me or fuck with the Cookies fam and you're in Cali, whatever, man, yo, tap in. If you're in Central Cali, tap the fuck in. If you're in Humble or some shit, tap the fuck in. The strain's gonna sell out. And it's crazy to say for strains, right? We have a nice little harvest and shit, but yo, this shit is ready to go. Motherfuckers want packs. I already know. It's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna fucking take every picture with everyone. I'm fully vaccinated. I ain't tripping. I'm gonna sit and chill with people. So, bae, come fuck with your boy. Now, before we get into this very special guest that we have, I have to say, rest in peace to two totally different comedians from two different fucking spectrums. Now, they grew up in the same era, which is crazy, right? Right? Probably had experienced totally different things. I'm sure they knew of each other, okay? One was more of an actor, but he's a comedy actor and stuff, right? So I gotta say, first of all, I gotta say, rest in peace to Charles Grodin, all right? Man. He was the Duke in Midnight Run. And to this day, Midnight Run is still in my top 10 favorite movie of all time. Okay. He was also in a movie called Clifford with Martin Short. It's fucking gas. Shit was funny as hell. He's in another movie I loved with fucking Kevin Kline called Dave, where he impersonated the president. He was like a twin for the president. And he's in a ton of fucking movies, Beethoven, all this other shit. But he was 86 years old, and God bless his soul. Rest in peace to the legend Charles Grodin. Now, the next person, man, it was something different for me. Rest in peace to Mr. Paul Mooney. For those of you who've been following me since the MySpace days, you would know that Richard Pryor was my favorite stand-up comedian ever, and one of my favorite actors of all time growing up. Okay, you obviously see that. Stir Crazy is my favorite movie. Silver Streak's one of my favorites, right? And a bunch of other shit. Well, Richard Pryor and his CDs and tapes and cassettes and albums, where the CDs came way the fuck later, but I'm talking about his tapes and albums. They're a huge part of my life when I was growing up. Okay. And Paul Mooney wrote a lot of his jokes. Okay. They were super tight. They were fucking best friends. And through all the crazy shit that happened, you know, Paul was right there with them. Now, Paul's one of the most talented comedians, not black comedians, period. Okay. I had the honor of working with Paul Mooney in 1995 at Creek Alley. Yes, that's where I got my start. Denzel Washington's restaurant bar, the Jamaican restaurant. And yeah, one night I DJ'd and they had this comedy stand-up special, whatever, boom, and he was there and we got to chop it up. And the crazy part about it is his son is a friend of mine that I had met, you know, a few years prior, like right before I went to college. And Paul, his whole career was based off like just going hard at white folks, you know, for a long ass time. He grew up in a real bad time of racism and all that shit. But one thing about him is he'd break down facts all the time. All right. And I remember when I was fucking with Paul, you know, it was many years before Dave Chappelle put him on his show. I think the Chappelle show came out like, what, 2002, 2003 or something. This is like, I was rocking with fucking Paul Mooney way before that. Again, his son, Shane Mooney, is my age. We used to kick it all the time. We kicked it heavy throughout the 90s. He used to work for Loud Records, work for other things. And he was a part of some really dope hip-hop groups, man. Some really good shit. So condolences to my friend Shane. Condolences to the whole Mooney clan. Like, man, Paul had a lot of fucking kids. But yo, damn, King. Again, you lived a remarkable life. You touched my life. Mr. Paul Mooney, rest in peace, man. So now, guys, I've had several requests to get this man on BTB. He is finally here. We have not just an Asian legend, but a legend, period. Okay, so let's get into this interview with my boy, Edison Chen, a friend of mine. Yo, Miles, cue in some music real quick. Yes. That Lakey inspired. That's my shit right there. Okay, y'all, let's bring EDC in. Yo, what up, BTB Army? We are back, and this time I got a very special guest. He's Asian. He's a fucking stud. For those of you who don't know, Edison is such an important figure in street world culture and, of course, Asian culture. He's plugged in with everyone in fashion, from Kim Jones to Nigo to Virgil. Like, he brought Kanye to Hong Kong for the first time. He's collaborated with the bigs, like the biggest and the best. Of course, he's an entrepreneur. Lastly, he's the first person that I saw almost 20 years ago in the bear brick space when nobody knew what the fuck that was. He's created some of the most iconic and rarest 1000% bear bricks ever. EDC, what's good, my bro?
What's good, my man? Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people actually asked about you early on, and I was like, okay. And, you know, you think about the show being, you know, maybe LA, New York, and whatever in between, right?
Yeah.
And then you hit like the top, 40 in Japan and top 10 in Malaysia. I'm like, the fuck? I got people listening in Russia and Mongolia, and you realize
you're global, son.
Yeah,
you're
no,
global.
I mean the internet takes you different places. It's one thing to have Instagram page and certain things, and some people don't have the access to that because of Weibo or TikTok or whatever in China. But the podcast is, it's global. So, well, welcome to the show, bro. Some of my followers, they're very, it's diverse. Like, it's really crazy how wide the spectrum is.
Yeah.
So could you tell the people, like, how would you describe yourself for people who don't know you? Because you're real humble, but like really, like, just break down what you would tell somebody. Hey, yeah, how are you? What do you do for a living?
Yeah, usually I when people ask me that, I just tell them that I'm a creative director. I just because it's the easiest way for me to encapsulate what I do. I mean, obviously I dabble in music, film, fashion consulting. But yeah, anything creative I enjoy doing. That's why, me and you, we've crossed paths sometimes in China, in LA, like, we've seen each other everywhere in Europe, in New York, like, and I think that we're just on the grind, just trying to create something new and positive. I mean, like 15 years ago, some of the stuff that we're doing, we would have never thought that we would be doing, not that we don't have an interest in it. It's just that, like, there's a lane. So when people are like, oh, what do you do? I tell them I'm just a creative director, so that, like, it's easy. Like, I can make like you making sauces and stuff, man. Like, you like, you're not a saucier, but you did it,
No,
and it's
for
like
sure.
it's bomb, so
You're just a little too humble for my taste sometimes, man. I'm like, God damn, bro, flex on a motherfucker one time, man.
no, I mean, I try to just stay in my lane and do the best that I can. I mean, obviously, we've done some pretty crazy things, but it's also it's a collaborative effort that I work with Kevin Poon on Clot, I work with Barry on Vlone, I work with Shane on Hood by Air, I work with KB on EU, I work on a bunch of shoe projects with Nike and Jordan, and it's just I can't. I always try to step away from taking the credit, because it's always a collaborative effort that a lot of people are on my team. So I always thank God that I have good people around me to support me and get me to where I want to be and get me closer to my dreams.
No, for sure, man. Even, by the way, shout out to one of my old friends. Fuck, almost 25 years. My boy Russ, aka Sir.
Yep.
Because to tell you the truth, even though I got it early, you were the first person I saw with a "Come This Fuck Down" shirt or hat. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, God damn, bro. There was like million. Them shits was all over China and Korea, Japan. It was nuts. So let's talk about the beginning, bro. You are technically you were born in Canada, right? In Vancouver, or no?
Yeah, I was born in Vancouver. I stayed in Vancouver till I was 9, and then I moved to Hong Kong.
Okay. So you made the permanent move to Hong Kong, right?
Yeah, I mean, like when I was 16, 17, and 18, I dabbled in Vancouver and New York for just running around a little bit, just because school wasn't the thing for me, I guess. And, so I was in Hong Kong until I was about 16 or 17, spent 2 years running around between New York and Vancouver, mostly Vancouver. And then when I was 19, during a summer vacation, I got casted into a commercial randomly at a rave. And after I did the commercial, I got movie offers and shit. It was fucking crazy because I had.
But was the commercial in China, or was the commercial in Hong Kong, HK China, or was it in?
Yeah. It was a Hong Kong commercial for Citibank.
They have Citibank in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And it was crazy because at that time they offered me, like, it was like 10 G's US, like to fly to New York and film a Citibank commercial. And I was like, shit, like, hell yeah, 10 G's, like I was 17, man, 18. And I won't forget this ever is that I filmed the commercial. Poon, Poon, my partner.
Of course, man.
Your brother.
Shout out to KP.
He came to shouts. He came to pick me up, and there's people like taking photos of us. And I'm like, who the fuck are they taking photos of? And they're like, and Poon's like, they're taking photos of us, man. And I'm like, what? And from that, for some reason, my career in entertainment, just blew out. It was just like, it just started popping off. Got a movie role with Jackie Chan. A record company tried to sign me. I mean, not tried, they signed me.
Right.
And 6 months later, I was supposedly a pop star,
I mean, what was your first big movie break?
It was a movie called Gen X Cops.
And then, hold on, you were in Infernal Affairs, weren't you?
Yeah. Infernal Affairs 1, 2. Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, that movie was the inspiration for The Departed, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yes, I mean, I think they bought the rights to that. So it was crazy. I mean,
fucking insane. Bro.
Like the character that I played was played by Matt Damon in the movie. So it was fucking crazy.
I saw the movie. It was dope, bro. I mean, like it was just all that you've done out there. But are you still acting at all or no?
Yeah. I mean, look, I took a little break just to focus on my businesses,
Right.
But I do have the passion to act. And I think that's my number one passion. So I've been, trying to get in the mix a little bit, especially since the pandemic's done. And, a lot of people have been hollering at me just because of all this AAPI, like this new wave of Asian kind of love or whatever it is you want to call it. And just trying to have fun because, like a lot of people ask me, they're like, oh, why do you still want to do movies? You're already famous. And it's like, man, I'm not doing movies for fame, like it's crazy.
Right,
like I just want to do something that I love, so. Hopefully I can get back in the game and film a couple classics,
Bro, a lot of people don't know, and I know everyone who's listening has probably watched this, but when I was at the Grove, right? I'm sitting in the theater with my best friend Jonas, rest in peace, LRG Jonas, and like we're watching Dark Knight, watching Batman.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, hold the fuck up, bro. I know that wasn't my boy. Like, hold on, how the fuck did you get your cameo in Dark Knight, bro? And like, tell me a little about that. Did you get to meet Christopher Nolan? Like,
yeah, I mean, that shit was crazy. Around that time, I had been starting to kind of try to get into Hollywood and shit. And, fortunately, I had a great team around me. They put me in The Grudge too. I started bubbling. Yeah, and I started bubbling a little bit. And, the casting crew for Batman was interested in me. They, I went in, I met the team, and yeah, they casted me. And, what was really fucked up was I met Christopher Nolan. I met the whole, like basically everyone that was filming in Hong Kong I met. And I was like, wow, dude, this is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? This is Hollywood set. Like, it was crazy. And, it was supposed to be a little bit of a jump off for me, but then all this shit happened to me. And it was crazy. That's kind of like...
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, but I feel you.
But the unfulfilledness of that. But it was crazy because Christopher Nolan was such a... He knows exactly what he wants and he'll tell you. He'll tell you.
He's brilliant,
You need to do this. Yeah.
Even just the actual cinematography, visual parts of Hong Kong and just showing like Victoria Bay, just to showing the high rises, it was fucking sick. It was dope, man. And by the way, look, going back to what you were saying, look, dog, when one door closes, another one fucking opens, bro. No,
100%. I mean, everything that's happened in my life has been a blessing, even if it's been something negative, because, I think a lot of people can't see the other side of the coin. In due time, things will reveal why they happen, and I stayed positive and I worked hard, and I came to LA. I met people like you. Like, honestly, if some things didn't happen in my life, I probably wouldn't know half the people I know. And I'm blessed.
No, for sure. So let's pivot into something else now, right? When did you get involved in streetwear? For those who don't know, he owns a brand called Clot. He's been involved. Obviously, he's had collaborations with Nike. Can't tell you how many different pairs of Air Max and Jordans that he's designed. He owns, how many stores does Juice have now?
I think like I think 17.
Shit. So he owns 17, boutiques across the world. There's OG pics of you and Nigo from like early 2000s or maybe late 90s, right? Look, so what got you into streetwear?
It's a funny story, man. Like, Hong Kong, when I was an entertainer, Hong Kong's kind of like old Hollywood where they kind of own you. They feel like they own you. So basically after the second movie that I filmed, I was at a press conference and, I was a young kid, I brought up in hip hop, talking shit and, doing like something very different from what was going on in Hong Kong at that moment.
Of course.
And, at a press conference, a reporter fielded the question to me and it was like, hey, how does it feel to be part of a new company? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, they sold you last night. I'm like, nah, man, you fucking crazy. And then the assistant came over and whispered in my ear, like, yeah, actually, we sold your contract last night. And I was like, fucking heated, man, because, I'd never felt that way in my life, like, what do you mean you sold me? Like,
Yeah, it sounds
so
crazy.
I went back to the management company, threw a fit. And I told them, I was like, look, you think you own me? Like, where's my cut? First of all, they're like, well, you don't get any cut. I'm like, dude, you just sold me for $3 million US and you don't want to give me $1? And he's like, no. So I was like, fuck you. So I flew to Japan because that was like my haven, like I flew there to kind of find myself and see if I still wanted to do all this shit because I was still kind of fresh and I grew up in a Western setting where, you're free, you have rights and it's just, you can't just do that shit. So I flew to Japan to try to find myself. And just like you said, I met, Nigo, I met Hiroshi, my boy from Devilock, this, Endo, right. Introduced me to everybody. And I was there for a good half a year, I think. My new management company was trying to find me. I changed my phone number. It was kind of like a fuck you to them to be like, yo, you think you can just buy me and own me? But in the 6 months that I was in Japan, I built all these relationships with all these people that I thought were my idols and like gods to me, And a little after I was like, why are you in Japan? And I'm like, I'm trying to find myself, man. I need to do something for myself. And they're like, oh, man, we love you. So why don't you open a store and, we'll let you sell our stuff and you should bring the street culture to China, to Chinese people. And I was like, man, that's actually good because I can own this and no one can tell me what to do. So I went back to Hong Kong with a bunch of relationships and I decided I'm going to use my celebrity to nurture something that I can own myself. So that's kind of how we started Clot and Juice, so it was kind of like out of force, it was interesting. It's an interesting story. I went back to Hong Kong and I just rocked the shit out of everything. I rocked Bape, I rocked Fragment, I rocked Neighborhood, and I was kind of representing this new youth culture movement thing. And it started picking up steam, So we were on the third floor, we graduated to a ground floor, and then we started opening stores in China, and it just snowballed into this crazy, movement, I guess,
Right. For those of you guys listening, you have to understand something, right? Like it took, I met Edison a long time ago through a friend of mine, Brooklyn Dom. And, basically he's had a couple timeouts where he's collecting himself and figuring things out. And then you realize how famous people are. And I think people mistake like, me being on tour with Bieber or Drake or whoever it may be. It's at the worst I've seen Bieber where people are chasing and jumping on top of cars and Drake in Paris and things. Seeing Edison in China is a whole different level of like this motherfucker was, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kanye West, and fucking Beyonce in one person. It was like crazy. So, I've been going to Magic for I don't know how long, maybe 17 years. The convention and agenda, and there's ComplexCon and everything else. And you had obviously a couple major conventions and streetwear culture conventions in China. Are you still doing Intersect or no?
Yeah, I'm still part of the Intersect family, definitely. Obviously, a lot of times people are wondering like, why am I not so like voiceful about it? It's just because when you grow businesses, you hopefully one day can let them kind of operate and function by themselves. So definitely in the background, I'm still kind of calling the plays for Intersect, but I'm not so front facing for it, just because the businesses that we I'm trying to create, I don't want it to just be about Edison. It has to be about the company and what the company represents, which is why I work with, young designers like, Bari and, et cetera, et cetera, is to really kind of, build something that isn't built on my name, is built on quality and cultural, identity,
No, for sure, bro. It was a fucking amazing event, by the way. I know it was the first year that year, and it was fucking amazing. You had the whole ASAP fam. You had, everyone from fucking Fear of God to goddamn even John Elliott. You had Pogi there. Everyone was there. You know what I mean? It was dope. It was, to tell you the truth, I had more fun there than I've ever had at Magic or Agenda. It was experience, especially being in Shanghai.
Yeah, I appreciate that. What's funny is that a lot of people are, obviously I'm not throwing salt at supposed street fashion or street culture, but I'm 40, man. I'm 40, and I've grown as a man into liking other stuff. Like, I used to bump hip hop all day. Not that I don't listen to it, but I listen to a lot of blues and jazz now. And, as we grow, I've kind of recognized that I'm part of this lifestyle culture thing instead of like just street culture, not that I'm shunning it. So when we built Intersect, what we thought was different than, say, a Complex Con or whatever was going on is that it wasn't just the same people getting together. It was people that had like minds, but maybe in different kind of regions of the business. So other than going there to flex, like people were actually meeting friends and seeing people they hadn't seen in a long time, or meeting people that they always wanted to meet. So that's why, we called Intersect where culture happens, so it's like,
yeah, for sure.
Trying to nurture it, trying to nurture the vibe. Yeah.
So, how did you get involved with Vlone, man?
Man, this shit is crazy. I was running around with Ye and his team, Matthew Williams, Virgil, Don C, Ivan, Jerry.
Yeah, all the Donda dudes,
Yeah, the Donda, when the Donda family was in full effect, I was kind of like the homie.
Right.
So randomly one time I was in New York and that Ye and them were like, "Oh, we're in Atlantic City. Come and let's come watch my show." So I drove to Atlantic City by myself, dolo, just to support and watch Ye, just because fucking Ye shows were like the shit. Not that they aren't now, but back then it was
iconic.
It was like, whoo, So I went to this show and I'm standing in this VIP section, where the control deck is and whatever. And Bari runs up on me. He's like, "Yo," I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Yo, I heard you got to talk to." And I'm like, "About what?" And then Matthew Williams was around. He's like, "Hey, you two really need to connect." Long story short, off that meeting, I got to understand who Bari was, and also, ASAP Rocky, bless ASAP Rocky. I mean, he's opened a lot of doors for me and, he's my brother. But, I started nurturing a relationship with Bari and turned his kind of little mini dream into, actual business. So, me and Bari still mad tight and, Vlone still pumping. And, just it was at a moment where I was trying to kind of like depart the game, not really depart it, but start paving the way for me to step away. So, Bari was one of the proteges, and I'm proud of him. He's grown as a human and as a designer. And
that's family, bro.
Things. Yeah, those are the things that kind of excite me most right now. Is like seeing the next gen kind of like trying to shape them and coach them into, the best version of themselves. Via the road and the path and the mistakes that I've made, and kind of trying to get them to success earlier than later.
Right. And a lot of people don't even fucking know that, which is crazy because, to be honest with you, I saw you and KP wearing Vlone before I even saw Rocky wear it. And I'm fucking OG member of OG. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, right? Like, it's just, and you just always been quiet about it. So to pivot to something else, could you tell my listeners your involvement in barber culture, Medicom, all that, man?
Man, that shit's crazy. Oh man, I was a full-on fan, dog. I was a full-on fan when Bearbrick Series 1 came out. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. I don't even know what this is. So I started buying all the toys. In Hong Kong, toy culture was prevalent. So, there's a lot of places I could go and, try to buy that HMV Bearbrick. I don't know if you, of course, you remember.
Yeah, of course.
But a lot of people, don't even know about that. I mean, HMV is extinct now, but that HMV Bearbrick and all these other small little moments that Bearbrick was making, and I had the chance via Endo again, Devilock Endo, to meet these Medicom people, and we grew a relationship over. I'd say it's about been 20 years now, 15, 20 years now.
Yeah.
And, like you said, I've made numerous Bearbricks, and, it's funny. I think Medicom Toy, I'm like the brother of Bearbrick, they call me. So
No,
I'm like
for real,
Bearbrick's bro, so I'm a purveyor of Bearbrick culture, and just the way that it's like an expression tool. I feel like, it's not just a toy. It's definitely not a toy in my mind. It's like definitely like a moment. There's like a vibe to it. So I'm a super Bearbrick fan. I mean, when I was collecting Bearbricks, they were worth a little money, but they're not worth the money that they are now and the craze that it is now. And I'm proud of everyone that's supported Bearbrick from day one. And kind of like people are like, "What are you doing playing with bear toys?" And it's like,
yeah, come on,
bro,
man.
come on, dog. Yeah, And now everyone's like, "Yo, I need that Bearbrick," and I'm like, "Come on, dog. 20 years ago, you were laughing at me."
Yeah, I wasn't laughing, fam.
No, I know you wasn't. You've been there for day one too. So your collection is crazy. So.
I mean, Eddie Cruz put one in my hand, and I was like, "What the fuck is this big ass thing? This is crazy as hell." But you know what? You and Eddie are someone like that. You guys, you put it into my hands, and then I honestly got to say, look, man, I've influenced a lot of these hip hop cats. They don't know what the fuck it was, and they see it now. And then when we talk about it, they sit and talk about, of course, like, "Oh, you got a Chanel," and I'm like, "Look, bro. 15 years ago, my boy Edison had this goddamn charity event, and there was a Cartier Love Bearbrick. There was an Hermes one. There was a fucking Paul Smith, really for real 101s. Like, you want to talk about some rare shit? Some of these things have pulled up on Phillips DePury and Sotheby's auctions for, 6-figure digits, and it's like people think it's a game, and you see where it is now.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I mean, I remember doing that charity auction and getting all these high fashion names attached to it, and I was just like, yo, this shit is really happening, And yeah, it's been a wild ride, I think, but Medicom Toy has they have their own standards, and they have their own little rules, which I think has actually helped keep Bearbrick relevant over the years and had the culture grow, because from a small little 100% Bearbrick, so many things, to chocolates, to keychains, to so many crazy shit has come from it, and it's just a testament to, I think, Medicom's perseverity and our kind of love and affection for Bearbrick.
What's funny is I was I was in New York just 3 weeks ago, right? And I want to go visit Brian, Cause One, and I'm in there, and I see a Bearbrick, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, "What's up, dog?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, this is exclusive. It's not for America." I was like, "Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. Like, where's Mike?" He goes, "You'll get yours. Relax, man." I was like, holy shit. I can't tell anybody what it is, but it was fucking crazy, So obviously I still got the hype, and I'm excited to work with you on some things in the future, man, and all that. What would you say a goal of yours is that you haven't accomplished yet?
Man, shit. Look, I really want to make my own signature Nike shoe. I'm in the works of trying to make an Air EDC.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, God bless. Lord willing.
Lifestyle or athletic? Is it something functionability? What? Just
I think I want the first one to be a little bit lifestyle, but then hopefully I can build it into something where it's more of another part of the Nike world, where it can have tennis shoes, it can have basketball shoes and shit. But yeah, like I said, that's a dream, and I'm still trying to chase that. I've been working hard, trying to prove myself to everybody, and hopefully, my track record will allow me to get there.
Oh man, they're gonna give it to you. Come on, bro. Hopefully, I get one. Hopefully, I get a
yeah, bro. Come on, come on.
So,
yeah, and another thing is I've been trying to really nurture these young designers and younger kind of fashion cats, and hopefully over 5 to 10 years, I can have a couple guys under me that are the goats, the next goats. And when they can talk about their lifetime of achievement award, maybe they can mention me. And that would mean a lot to me, because, I know it sounds stupid, because a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, we do this for the culture. We do this for the kids." But, I'm 40 and I've seen it all. I've seen the ladies, I've seen the parties, I've seen the rappers, I've seen the stars, I've seen everything. And after all that, you have to try to find something that will still fulfill you even in your older days. And, right now it's really looking towards the future. So, I got a couple kids out here, and, I'm really looking towards China right now, and trying to find that next generation of creative culture, kind of like forefront leaders right now. So,
earlier, just a second ago, you mentioned Matthew Williams, right? And
yeah,
when I met Matthew, people were like, yo, man, there's this thing called Bin Trill, it was blowing up. And I was like, what the fuck you talking about? Okay, well, because I didn't know Matthew before then,
Yeah.
And I meet him, I'm like, this guy? Like, no offense, you know what I'm saying? This guy looks like Justin Timberlake, bro. Like, for real. Like, and I'm just, the nicest guy in the world. And when you told me that he was trying to connect with Bari and the way he puts things together, like, no cap, he really did. Like, even like him trying to connect Ian with people, Connor and stuff. And like, I'm like, yo, this dude really be really looking out for people and trying to, put them on. So that's dope,
Yeah, Matt's my brother. So, we he's family to me. So I appreciate everything that he's done, not only for me, but for the culture too,
No, it's honorable what you're trying to do, man. So why did you choose LA to be your home base? Because you could live anywhere in the fucking world. I thought you maybe live in London, New York, Paris. Like, why LA?
I like the space out here, man. I like the weather, the space, and I felt like the space kind of gave me a different element of creativity. I was living in Hong Kong and Tokyo and New York for so long that I needed somewhere where I feel like I wouldn't see tall buildings. And, I didn't know anybody when I moved to LA. Thankfully, Romanelli and Eddie kind of really brought me under their wings, and Pooh introduced me to a lot of people like you and stuff like that. But I chose LA just for the setting, and like it was like a reset where I could really be quiet and be alone, but at the same time be able to go and be in the mix. So, in New York, or Hong Kong, you get on the street and
you're on top of
each
other, bro.
Yeah,
Everyone's on top of each other. You're forced to deal with people. There's nothing you could do. Like, it's especially Hong Kong. Holy shit, man! I can't imagine. Like, I couldn't imagine being like in East TST even, which is like kind of different from like Kowloon or something. Like, and walking in with you, like, shit would be crazy, bro. Like,
no,
Jesus.
yeah, and in LA, I felt like there's space where not that many people. I could just be me instead of being Edison Chen. So. It felt good, like going to places and having to wait for a table just because they just be like, who the fuck are you? And I'd be like, oh, nice. You don't know me?
Shit, I don't know about waiting for a table. That shit drive me crazy, but no, for real.
No, yeah, but I mean, like this is back in '08. I really needed a reset.
No,
and,
for sure. I get it.
Thank God LA was there because, not only, I think I chose the right thing because, I came to LA in '08 and, LA as a city has just grown, like it not in, I wouldn't say in population or whatever, but just in the restaurant culture, art culture, everything. And with the backbone of Hollywood and music culture, it's really made LA into an interesting city. I think every year LA gets a little better. I mean, obviously last year was a anomaly, but LA's been good to me, man.
Oh, I'm not mad, bro. I'm not mad. Are you invested into any cryptocurrency at all? I was just curious because it's a business show.
Yes, sir. I am.
Okay, you've been fucking with.
I've been fucking with your Doge.
I'm still holding, baby. That shit's about to make some big fucking moves, like in the next few months, man.
I've been holding that shit too. So Ethereum, just because I'm really into this digital collectible kind of like NFT craze,
right?
And Bitcoin, and I have a bunch of other smaller stuff, but for me, crypto isn't something that I try to look at every day and panic, Like,
no, for sure. Thank God.
Yeah. It's something that I do. Like, I put aside some money and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit on this for 3 to 5 years, So at least 3 to 5 years. So, I know that, there's been waves of like, either ups and lows, but, a smart investor will see the future and see long-term.
For sure.
And, a lot of these young kids that are like, fucking with Bitcoin or Ethereum, especially Doge, they're like, oh God, it dropped 12 cents. I'm out. And I'm like, you dumb as fuck, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, bro, to be honest with you, you were the first fucking person that told me about NBA Top Shot. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it was crazy because I was like, look, bro, I'm in the sport hobby space. Like, I'm literally one of the main guys. And I'm like, how did I fucking miss this NFT shit in the space that I'm in? And you were like the first guy, it was crazy, man.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember, what's crazy is that I went the other way. I was into this Top Shot shit and not actually into cardboard. And I got so frustrated with Top Shot because I couldn't buy a motherfucking pack that I went to a local card store. I was in Hawaii, and I went to a local card store. And, I used to collect cards when I was a kid, 36 packs a box, $8, $10 tops a pack, And I walk into this card store and I'm like, hey, what's the latest, best NBA cards you got? And like, oh, here's a flawless briefcase. It's $9,000. I'm like, oh my God. And I thought this chick was trying to hustle me. And I'm like, yo, what are you talking about 9,000, man? And they're like,
it's gone crazy, fam.
Yeah, it's gone crazy. And, I see you making moves in the industry too. So it's been interesting getting back into sports cards.
No, for sure, bro. And speaking of sports, I know you like sports. Seeing you at Laker games and stuff, bro. Let me ask you, man, for real. Who do you like, and who do you think's going to the NBA Finals, bro?
Man, it sounds crazy, but I still think the Lakers got a good chance, especially right now. They're a little healthy. Bron has a mission, every time. I think what's important for Bron is that he has something to prove, something to wake up to, be like, yo, fuck these haters, and I think he got it right now.
And also, who wants to see us in a 7-game series, dog? Come on, bro. Like,
no, nobody. Nobody. That's why the Clippers fucking lost their last 2 games, man. So they wouldn't have to see us until the conference finals if they make it, which I doubt it.
I don't think so either, bro. I don't think so.
I'm not really a Paul George fan, So
and he's terrible in the playoffs. By the way, so who do you think's going to come out of the East then?
Man, that's a good question. Everyone's saying the Nets, right?
I don't know now, bro.
Yeah, as dumb as it sounds, I like these new Knicks. I like these new Knicks.
Oh shit, that would be fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the team isn't there yet. I feel, but I feel like yet. 1 or 2 moves, and the Knicks will be back, and it'll be like the old NBA. I think.
No, for sure, Madison Square Garden. I mean, if they just had one superstar to just help that team, but I don't know, bro. I'm kind of thinking like, damn, man, maybe Philly does something. You know what I mean? Of course, Milwaukee's up there. It's going to be interesting. Finally, the East has always been like, come on, man, they lacking competition, but it's starting to get a little nasty out there.
Philly got a great coach,
Yeah. No,
the only thing that I think about Philly is like, I know Ben's a monster, but like he needs to be able to make the right decisions at the right time. I think
that's age, bro.
Just like Paul George, like in the playoffs, it's a total different game, man. Every pass counts,
No, for sure. Well, bro, man, listen, dog, amazing fucking time. I really appreciate your time. There's one last question I ask every single person who comes on this show, and that question is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Yeah, over all the times that I've seen you, I feel like, current events, you have, there's something, somehow current events are linked to you somehow. I remember when Prince passed away, I had a party in downtown LA and you were talking about Prince, and it's just like, you've been around so much and you've been here and there, but like, what's your favorite moment? Like, you know what I mean? Like you've seen so many people, bro. Like, what is like a moment that like sticks out in your mind that's like, yo, that was a classic Ben Baller moment,
Fuck, there's a lot. Even the Prince story, it's famous. I said it on the Breakfast Club and talked about when I met him and at his house of all places, right? Like, but that's different because it was a very chill moment, and like there's only a couple people that could probably,
was there like a guy that like your first chain that you got on someone?
There's a moment. Here's a moment here. It's 2000, the year 2000, so it's 21 years ago. There's this guy's the biggest promoter in Hollywood, meaning like the upper echelon Hollywood, like the real cool people, the celebrities, A-list people. His name is Brent Bolthouse. And, he does nightclubs and he owned nightclubs and whatever. And this is a long time ago. And this is kind of towards the tail end of his like reign in LA. And he had a house party and it was for the Grammys. Okay. We had kind of almost just swept the Grammys. Dr. Dre just won Producer of the Year. I'm a DJ, and we're chilling. And Brent Bolthouse threw a house party at Eddie Murphy's house in Bel Air. And the crazy thing about this whole thing is there was a management group at the time called The Firm. And The Firm represented Backstreet Boys, Limp Bizkit. They're like the biggest management firm at the time. Shout out to my boy Peter Katzis. And so this big party was going on. And like this was the party where like people are parking all over the place in Bel Air. People are pissed. The cops are coming and ticketing people, towing cars and shit. And we don't give a fuck. And Kid Rock's there, Backstreet Boys, Eminem, Limp Bizkit, Dr. Dre, Mark Wahlberg. I mean, it's just stars everywhere. At around like 4 in the morning, and I've told the story before, but around 4 in the morning, it's kind of like dead. But there's still maybe like 70, 80 people in the house that chilling, like real, like people who are fucking probably on E and shit, we're chilling. And Dr. Dre is dancing with some chick that I know. And I'm like, I was like, okay, Doc, what's good, man? I'm just in a good mood still. I'm hyped. My boy David Orlando's DJing, and he was kind of like, he was an okay DJ, but he was like their house DJ. I mean, like, just the guy that they used, and, he didn't charge them much and everything. And I don't mean to shit, but I'm just being completely real for the DJs that are out there that have been grinding. And so Dre comes up to me and goes, hey, bro, who the fuck is this DJ, man? I'm like, that's my boy David Orlando. Why, what's up? He goes, dog, we gotta change the mood, bro. Like, this is bullshit. So I walk up to David Orlando. And this guy, for some reason, has always never been in the right rooms with me. So he thinks like I'm always capping. He thinks like, oh man, this dude Ben always talks about the music business. He's doing this, this, and this. And all. And the thing is, at the time, you didn't see a lot of rap people in the A-list parties. Even Kanye West was waiting outside the club, waiting for DJ Am to get him in. And that's just the way things were back then, right? So, I walk up to Dave Orlando. He's exhausted. He's been DJing since 8 p.m. Most DJs do like a 3-hour shift, And I'm like, hey, bro, like, can you play some hip hop? Like, bro, can we play let's listen to some shit. And he's like, bro, you know what, man? You know what fucking time it is, bro? Like, he was just really irritated, had this pissy attitude. And I was like, bro, do you mind if I start DJing? He goes, I don't give a fuck what you do, all right? And I was like, all right, bro. So Dr. Dre is like, hey, Ben Yang. He wouldn't call me Ben Baller, by the way. So Dr. Dre's like, let's fucking start this party. And I'm like, at 4 a.m.? Fuck it, Doc, let's do it. So Dr. Dre goes, start looking for some records. I see like a Freeway record, like, saying like Beanie Siegel. I'm looking at just the random fucking records. I give him any record, whatever. We start DJing at 4 something in the morning. And now people start seeing the Dr. Dre and me are DJing. Everyone gathers around, like people are coming all out of nowhere. And then Eminem walks over and he goes, is there a microphone here? So now there's no microphone. He goes, fuck this, we taking the old school. So he plugs the headphone jack, takes the headphones off, puts the headphone jack, the XLR, into the fucking mic thing and starts rapping out of the headphones. Starts freestyling out of the dome piece, just top boom. Now everyone from the party is gathered in front of the DJ booth, and it just ended up being insane freestyle going back and forth, him, Exhibit, boom. And I was like, wow, this was like real Eminem, height of his career. Just, it was just an amazing night, bro. That was probably one of the greatest moments.
Shit, that's what I'm saying is shit like that don't happen no more, man.
Yeah, man.
For real, like, like it just don't happen no more. Like people like, yo, you want me to rap? Where's my check? Like it's just so crazy now. Like it's wild. That's wild, man. I wish I was there, man. So I could, hearing young M.
You know what the crazy
Exhibit,
part is,
bro? Come on, that's
like you said,
crazy.
The next day, I think people woke up at like 3, 4 o'clock. I don't think we got to the studio till 5 or 6, and people were checking in. And it was so funny because only 6 of us stayed from Aftermath, right? So Dre's like, hey, Ben Yang, that shit was crazy last night. And I was like, yo, that shit was insane. And Melman, who's a producer that produced the 2001 album, I signed him to Aftermath, and Melman's like, what the fuck you guys talking about, bro? I left at 3 o'clock. What? I mean, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met Jennifer Aniston, and I was like, no, bro. Dr. Dre fucking started, me and Dre started DJing at 4. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, M got to start freestyling. He goes, what? And so people were mad they left. So it was just a dope moment, man. It just stuck with me forever because I felt like Dre kind of, it was like he showed up, was like, yo, this is my dog, Ben. He even shouted me on the mic, on the headphone thing. He's like, yo, I got me. My boy Ben is in here. What the fuck? Yo, Dr. Dre, 2000, producer of the year. You already know what time it is. About to take your party over. He was just, it was cool that he, just showing love, and people got to see that, that side of me was cool.
That's dope, man. That's legendary.
Yeah, man. I'm sure you got a bunch of fucking things with fucking, what's the dude's name? Ip Man? What's his real name?
Who?
The movie, IP Man, whatever.
Oh, Donnie Yen.
Yeah,
dude.
Donnie
Yen.
You know Donnie in real life, right?
Yeah, Donnie's my boy.
Yeah, that dude is a fucking beast, bro. That motherfucker, man. Jesus Christ. But yo, Edison, I won't take any more of your time, man. Look at, bro, I really do appreciate it because I've never had anyone like you on this show. I probably will never have anybody as fucking amazing as you on this show. So I really do thank you for coming on, man.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you a lot, my G.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, Miles, man, let's get into some Lakey Lake and jump into a commercial, fam. Attention BTB Army, it is my favorite time of the year. NBA playoffs are action-packed with great games and opportunities to make some real money by placing bets. You know that I make my wagers at mybookie.ag, and if you're a loyal listener of the podcast, you know the Behind the Baller sports betting think tank for NFL and NBA is with my guys, Miles and Jordan, aka the Dust Brothers. They podcast by day and make fire picks and parlays by night. They have picked every game, every night since the season started in December and are hitting a 68% clip. That shit is unheard of, but that is what we do here at BTB. All right? I just put my good friend on the other day, and now he's been laced with W's. He's already up 23 bands. We are building up a real deal community of winners. We have big things brewing behind the scenes, and the best part is that if you hit up DBP and say that you are part of the BTB Army, you will get 20% off the top for their picks. Make sure you follow at DBPicksWin on Instagram and Twitter, then DM for pricing. They sell individual picks and parlays, but the best route is to sign up for one of the time initiation fees as an investment, okay? Because it's your bookie's bankroll that we really care about, okay? Hit up at DBPicksWin today and thank us later. You know, I started off the show with some bad news, right? Like, I broke my toe. I had to say some RIPs, but you know, Edison, it was fucking amazing talking to him. You know, a lot of you people probably don't know about his come up and all the shit, and him being involved with all these things and having, you know, Air Jordan collabs. And, you know, last night, LeBron James wore his fucking Air Maxes to the Laker game. It's crazy. But I didn't want to be Debbie Downer. I don't want the whole entire first part of the fucking episode to be depressing, right? But here's some fucking depressing shit, okay? Cryptocurrency in total took a fucking shit fucking dick this week, okay? It was a bloodbath. It's been years. It's since maybe 2007. I can't tell you the last time it took a shit like that and just dumped that bad. And to be fair, I never really had more than 40 or 50K, you know, staked and traded and shit, you know, during the times, you know, heights and everything. This is when I just said, fuck it, I'm going to get into it heavy, you know, 15 months ago. And it got heavier and heavier as the months gone on. But, you know, the coronavirus obviously took over. And then, you know, once Bitcoin started jumping up, I was telling you guys and preaching that shit. To be fair, you got to see and be able to read a chart, meaning, you know, the growth, the drops, everything. And even those who can read a crypto chart still can't predict what the fuck is going on, okay? And all I'm saying is, thank God I always expect the worst, and I really do. It's like any day, all right, fuck, this could happen, you know? You got to make sure. And the thing is, I don't want to tie this up, but life is fucking short, man. You never know what the fuck's going to happen. I don't mean to jinx anybody's fucking life, but it's a blessing. Make sure everyone knows that you love them. Tell people that you do love. Man, don't be too fucking cool. I tell everyone I tell them all the fucking time, all right? People will fucking know, right? I expect the worst when it comes to investments and things. And I understand that because just because you get in early on a coin and you get into it, you know, at a certain amount, that doesn't mean it's going to be a fucking easy ride, okay? I got in a fucking Doge at 0.003, right? And yes, I could have cashed out at around $800-something thousand, okay? You got to know when to transfer, when to sell, know when to hold, okay? I'm holding Doge. I'm good. I'm not tripping. I know I could have, you know, sold and then bought back, but I'm like, nah, man, you know, like, let me hold this. The market will be back up for sure, okay? This correction is scary. It hurt a lot of people's homes and pockets, but it had to happen. All right. Some people say, oh, it's the whales. Some say it's the China banning. You know, they banned crypto in China. You know what I say? I say shut the fuck up and just hold on for dear life. Some people really tell me on a regular basis, yo man, why the fuck did you misspell hold? I'm like, no, bro, it's hodl, dog. Like, oh my God, man, Jesus Christ. Hey, what's up with Doge? I have to tell people, like, bro, hold the fuck on when it comes to Doge. Everything else, man, you're on your own, dog. I ain't no financial advisor, right? And I say that with real intention, okay? But diamond hands, people, okay? Not paper hands, not tissue hands. I'll even take fucking SI Clarity hands. But your boy right here, okay, Korean Alex Caruso, I got VVS hands. All right. But listen, Doge yesterday dropped down to as low as 19 cents, right at around like 5 something in the morning, my time, Pacific Standard Time. And I didn't get to see it, right? I didn't even get to see it at 24 cents. I woke up at like 6:30 in the morning. I woke up and it was just shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck? God damn. You know, now the crazy part is if I did not transfer my Bitcoin at 48K, I would have been down almost $7 fucking million. So thank God I'm only down, $1 million change. Some people are like, yo, the fuck, no, motherfucker, that's real shit. Okay. I actually wanted to buy in at 24 cents, but I missed out. And, it's fucking, it is what it is, I had to, everyone's trying, oh, I know this, I know, good, dog. I know who to listen to, who not to listen to. And I just have a feeling of what I know. Okay, so let's see where this will go. But for those of you who understand shit, right? You understand what's going on. Do you understand what smart contracts are? Okay, we got them coming for Doge. It's a big fucking deal. I mean, we're coming after Ethereum, so I might have to fucking transfer Ethereum to fucking Doge. Okay. Also remember, Coinbase will be listing Doge in around 5 to 7 weeks. So hold fucking tight or hodl. Okay. Good things are happening. Doge has a really bright fucking future. Believe it or not, it really does. Okay. Not even Elon Musk could wreck this shit or save it more. Okay. It just is what it is. And what I want to tell you guys right now is just be glad you never bought SafeMoon. For those of you who do own it, man, get rid of it. Period. Okay. It is a fucking Ponzi scheme. What's crazy is that right now, SafeMoon is barely 2 months old, or is it less than 2 months, somewhere around there? Regardless, it's less than 3 months old, but it's like 2 months old, and already 50% of its tokens are gone. They've ran through almost half of their fucking tokens, okay? And the developers are the only people who have access to the liquidity pool, So you want to talk about whales? You want to talk about pulling the rug? Really? You want to talk about pulling the rug? What happens in 2 years? Ain't a long time, okay? What happens in 5 years? Like, when are you going to openly admit that this is a fucking pump and dump? Like, for real, okay? Some really stupid, dumb, fucking idiotic shitheads that don't get that Doge truly has made thousands of people rich and will absolutely hit $1. But, like, even if I say, or, you hear a lot of dumb fucking clowns say this, I am not a financial advisor. That doesn't clear your conscience. You got to do a little bit more emphasis than that. And people have to really see that surround sound statement. Okay. Because really, if others can't take the same L, okay, then you're going to feel it. People are going to talk shit. People talk shit to me all the time here and there. It's like, look, I'm not responsible for what the fuck you do. Okay. Don't gamble what you can't lose. There's no such thing as guarantees in life. There are no guarantees in life. There's definitely no guarantees in cryptocurrency. I've made a shit load of money in crypto. That is not any kind of a fucking tall tale. It's not fucking some urban legend. That shit is real as fuck. Okay. And I cashed out March 14th. I'm good. Whatever I lose here and there, man, I can't complain. Okay. But always know, don't go in there buying shit too high. Like, just do some research. It's not that tough. But at the same fucking time, it's not as easy as you may think as well. Okay. Some people can get in, some people can get out. It just depends. It's really, it's a tricky game. And for whatever reason, I don't know why these people that are involved in SafeMoon tell this to themselves, but regarding SafeMoon, like, save the excuses. All right, and why this? It's like, you guys are so, it's like, it's such a fucking, there's red flags surrounding this Ponzi coin, okay? For whatever fucking bullshit reason, you want to tell people why they're getting charged 10% tax to buy the coin and then 10% tax when you sell the coin. I don't want to hear it. I've heard it. I've heard it all. Some people change the story. Some people have different excuses. Shut the fuck up. Do you guys know what ACN is? It's multi-level marketing. Study on what ACN does. It's very simpler. It's damn near fucking like how Herbalife is, okay? I truly do feel sorry for anyone who does hold SafeMoon right now. It's trash, okay? But everything across the board, even Cardano, right? XRP, that shit all took a bath this week. So all you guys got to do is just chill. Don't look at your shit anymore unless you want to transfer it to a certain thing, whatever, it's something safe. I do think Ethereum's the safest bet. You know, Bitcoin's probably going to jump down. If it does dip into the 20s, I'm going to maybe entertain on jump back in it again. I don't know, because again, I do think, you know, Bitcoin will hit $100,000. I thought that maybe hit it by the end of this year. I don't know. I just do think that Bitcoin, because of how limited it is, okay? But don't look at the fucking Coinbase, any exchange. Don't look at that shit every 10 minutes and everything. It's just going to fucking ruin your day. Okay. Even my best friend, Paul, he's like, yo, man, after we fucking figure out what's up with Doge, I'm not getting back in crypto. And it's like, damn, dog, really? Like, it's a trip. You know, some people are really, you know, I would never think that he would feel that way, right? Diamond hands, y'all. Calm down and just know that the crypto market will bounce back. Speaking of bouncing, motherfucker. All right, we're going to talk about some basketball. Now, for those of you guys who watched that game last night, if you watched that Lakers play-in tourney game last night, yo, that shit felt like a finals game. What the fuck is going on, right? Like, Lakers fans had heart palpitations, and meanwhile, Warriors fans are just salty as fuck because they thought they had that bitch in the bag, right? Nope. Sorry. At home, okay? LeBron called game. And you know what? That's fucking crazy that I just said LeBron called game. For me to say that is fucking insane. But he did. All right. That last three that he shot with his fuck saying he couldn't see shit and his eyes were fucked up because Draymond was fouling motherfuckers. Look, he sunk that bitch. That was a dagger like a motherfucker. And I fuck with the Warriors. I'm cool with that. It's just, yo, he daggered the... Okay? So now the Lakers were a 7th seed, and we got a lot of fucking work to do. All right, Phoenix is tough. I still think nobody wants to see us in a game 7. That's great, Devin Booker and fucking CP3 and all that shit. Listen, man, nobody wants to see us in 7 games, period. I'm going to ask you guys, who do you like or who do you think is going to win the chip this year? Leave a comment on who you think will make it to the finals or who you think is going to win the finals. Leave a comment on the latest BTB post. Go to @BenBallerPod and leave a comment there because I'm going to take a little poll and see what the fuck you guys, I want to see what the fucking fans think, what the listeners think. Now it's story time and then a little random free game, right? Someone this week liked a tweet of Zayn's. Zayn, Z-A-Y-N. He's the Pakistani dude. And I was corrected because I thought it was Middle Eastern. But that Pakistani is Middle. Anyways, Pakistani guy from One Direction. He's a pretty boy dude, right? He has a kid with Gigi Hadid. And me and him got into a major Twitter beef 6 years ago. Can't believe somebody fucking liked a tweet. I deleted all this shit. I don't give a fuck. And that's another thing too. Do you guys not fucking realize that I've been on Twitter since 2008? I've been on Twitter for 13 fucking years. You don't think, the way I tweet, you don't think I'd have fucking 200,000 tweets by now? Right? I delete shit all the time. My agent deletes shit. Like, you guys don't really get that. Like, I just don't want shit, whatever. It's like, here it is. Boom. You can screenshot whatever the fuck you want. You fucking cornballs. I don't give a fuck. But just know, even like a fucking beef with this fucking big ass fucking celebrity who has 100 million followers. Fuck Zayn. I don't give a fuck about him. But we had a Twitter beef and we're all good now, whatever. I guess I don't even give a shit. But This Twitter beef 6 years ago caused two of my homies, one of them Brandon Roke, to delete their Twitter accounts because it got that heavy. Like I had probably at one point in about 6 hours, I had maybe 100,000. Oh shit, hold on, I forgot. I was trending. Okay, I was trending globally because I got in a fucking beef with this One Direction singer dude. So here's what happened. I'm partying one night in 2015, nice little summer night. Decide to pull up, K-Town Destroyer. I'm in a black Lambo. I pull up to Warwick. My boy Eli is a promoter there. I know the owner's there. I pull up in the Destroyer and I pull into the club, and it's all love. I don't give a fuck what celebrities there could be, whoever the fuck you want it to be. And I'm going to be, I got as much love as you can get in anywhere. So I'm chilling, and I happen to be sitting at a table right across from this dude, Zane. Didn't know what his name was. Had no idea. But a lot of Drake is being played in the club, okay? And he's lip syncing every fucking word of Drake's songs. I'm like, all right, cool, dude, whatever. He's from London or some shit, but he's a packy dude. So I just made a comment. I was like, yo, man, I went the next day in the morning or something. I put, yo, man, I seen that Middle Eastern fucking One Direction dude, man. He was a trip. He's fucking super. He's like a super Drake stan. He knows every fucking lyric of the world, boom, whatever. And then Zane's like, what are you, like a little prick or some shit? Have you ever thought, see some fucking really cornballs, weirdo shit. He's a little kid at the time, whatever. But that's what happened. And someone liked to tweet, and all of a sudden, like his reply to me, he didn't even, it wasn't like a public reply. You know what I mean? It's where when you at somebody on Twitter and you don't say a word in front of that, it only goes to me and him, or if you follow us. That even had 383,000 fucking likes. And that was a lot of likes for back then. People are still liking this shit now. I don't know. Thought I'd just tell you guys a fucking stupid ass story. Now look here's something else, man. So lately I've been hearing way too many people use these terms. Okay, too much of this shit. Oh, they're going to be on the wrong side of history. You're going to be on the wrong side of history. I hate that fucking term. I hate that term along with narrative and all this other shit that's come out in the fucking pandemic. Like I said, I hate that fucking word, gaslighting, all that shit. So when people use that shit, they're like, you're going to be on the wrong side of history. It's mostly in regards to shit dealing with COVID-19. Okay? So check this out, fuckos. If my math serves correctly, because I decided to fucking just check out like a bunch of these things, right? And people have shit fucked up all the time. Okay. About 71% of the people on social media who use that term are incorrect about what side of history is wrong. And the funny thing is, you would think like, you go back to a tweet 7 years later, 5 years later, they say shit off the bat that's just right there. Oh, you know what? Guess what, Steve? I just did the math and you said 50 plus 50 equals 100. Yeah, you're going to be on the wrong side of history. It's like, the fuck are you talking about? Some of these people, I'm just, that's not what they said, but I'm saying in regards to COVID-19. Like the Mark Gallegos, the fucking attorney, I think I said this on the last, but he had said that there's not one case of anybody catching coronavirus outside, like ever. Come on, dog. Bruh, I know people take shit out of context, but he specifically said it like 3-4 times in a row to repeat himself. It's like, yes, I am saying if you are outside in the street, walking down the street, someone has coronavirus, they walk by you. If they were like to talk to you, boom, you're not going to get it that way. And I'm just like, all right, dog. Okay, boom. Now here's another one that drives me fucking crazy. The term, oh, that won't age well. This is not going to age well. That term, when it hit the internet, it hit the internet because people were pulling out tweets like that were 7 years, 10 years, 3 years old. At least it's like, oh yeah, that didn't age well. Boom. Well, guess what? Now, because of stupid fucks who think that like someone who like fanboys and fangirls of Candace Owens, people like that, they think that she's smart, right? And they say this shit all the time. That's not going to age well. And I decided to look at those tweets too. And if my math serves correctly, 66% of those idiots who use that term are usually wrong. Stop it. Okay? Just stop it. And the last thing that I see so often, right? I get into arguments with people all the time, right? And why you argue? I love getting people mad. I love riling people up. You know, people are like, oh man, he's so mad. Motherfucker, I ain't mad. Fuck you talking about? You know, deal with the fuck. At the end of the day, I'll be like, all right, dog, check this out. I'm gonna go take my kids somewhere. Boom, I'm gonna get out in the fucking cars. Let me see what car I'm gonna take today. Or I'm gonna go somewhere. I'll be just chilling, right? Your frowns make me smile. People say dumbass shit like, oh wait, why are you verified? What do you do? And like a lot of times what's on Twitter, I go to their pages and these people are huge baseball card fans. Like baseball card collectors. They're in the hobby. Like even if you're stupid as shit, right? You got corn coming out of your fucking ears. To not see my name in the last year or so in Topps Baseball, like, do you realize that I'm the only person in the world that has his own Chrome box set? That's like the AMG to Mercedes-Benz, right? And it's like that's their fucking diamond collection fucking, set of cards. Like, come on, man. Okay? Then you got the people like, yo, man, why you talking about sports, man? Stick to jewelry. Stick to making shitty chains. Stick to doing this. Stick to doing that. Like, hey, dick ears. When you ask me what I know about basketball, what I know about football, I played it at a higher level than you ever have. Yes, the game has changed here and there. Guess what? Still know the game, period. Right? Might not know the 11th player on the fucking team or whatever. Doesn't matter. I still know the game, period. I can say, oh man, number fucking 11 fucked up. Why the fuck did he pass that ball like that? That was stupid. You know what the fuck you're talking about. No, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You fucking couch potato with the fucking sweaty ass. Okay? People say, oh, what the fuck you know about music, China dog? You ain't got fuck, you know no shit about music. Actually, I might know a lot about music. How about that? It was my professional career for 8 years. And I happen to be pretty good at it, I helped sequence, A&R, and executive produce over 21 platinum albums by the year 2000, okay? What have you done in music? Oh, you don't, shut the fuck up, all right? When you don't know, like, my repertoire, you don't know, like, my resume, especially those, and I still can't believe people test me when it comes to sneakers. I'm like, when people talk about sneakers, I don't give a fuck if it's PJ Tucker's my dog, that's my boy. But I don't give a fuck who it is. It's you know what, dog, shh. Seriously. People hit me up all the time and say, if you have to explain yourself to somebody, then you must not be that important. Okay, dick breath. There are people out there with 50 million followers who I've never heard of, don't know shit about, never seen their face before, don't know nothing. Even the hippest 18, 20-year-old kids, my nieces, they don't know shit about this person, okay? The world is a very big place. I don't know everyone. A lot of people don't know me. That's fine. But if you're into hip-hop and, certain artists, if you're into fucking baseball cards and you collect tops, hurt my nails, that's pretty crazy, okay? But the word celebrity is thrown around way too loosely. I am not a celebrity. If you guys want to comment, cool. I don't consider myself one, all right? Michael Jackson is a real celebrity. People know who the fuck that is all throughout the board, fucking from kids and even people now, he's dead. He's been dead for 12 years, okay? Tom Cruise is a celebrity. Jake Paul, to me, is not a celebrity. All right? He's popular, he's YouTube, whatever. But, there's going to be way more people from my era who don't know who he is. That doesn't mean he's not popular or he's not, I guess, famous. To be a celebrity, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. Look, but before we go, do not forget, all right, before the weekend wrap up, before episode 186 airs this Monday, my 5th card of Project 70 drops. Okay, drops Monday morning, and it is a big one. I'm doing Fernando Tatis Jr., aka Mr. $340 million contract. All right, it's gonna be my latest card. And the big fucking thing about this is I put some Doge themes in there. There's a Shiba Inu there's a Dogecoin. Look, this is the first Dogecoin themed baseball card in history. At the same time, I still kept that shit brown and gold. I don't give a fuck if there are rivals. I kept that shit 100% Dago, right? And this fucking card is going to do some shit. It's a sick ass card. I think it's going to go crazy. The Dogecoin community, the whole Dogecoin army is going to eat this fucking card up. And for the giveaway, yes, you already fucking know. I'm going to give away a gold Dogecoin chain. And it's going to be a 1 of 50 chain. It'll be numbered. So it's going to be one of the rare ones. So make sure you grab that card when you see it on Monday morning, because by the time episode 186 drops, it'll be 3 hours in. And this ain't a card that you want to miss. All right, guys? Yo, that is it for today's show. I love you guys. Thank you all for the well wishes. Yeah, you know, it sucks. My fucking toe is aching right now. But like I said, I'm going to be okay. I hope to see all of you guys in the Bay on Tuesday at Cookies Hayward for my strain release. But yo, Lakey Lake, take us to the moon one time for my boy Johnny Joe. All right, y'all. Peace.